It's a burning fire in my soul. We can all use more love to save the world. And if you feel that joy in your heart, hold on, don't let it part. This is Nature Ellis, and you're tuned into Big Stone Television with the vision.
A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. Today, as you know, the journey continues. And today we're going to feature yet another living legend. We're talking about a man known as Horace Hines, but Mr. Darts from Coxton renamed him Horace Andy. Now, before we get into the meat of the matter, you remember this? Just say ooh, baby. Just say ooh, baby. Just say ooh, bound to tell on you. Just say ooh, baby. Just say ooh, baby. Just say ooh, bound to tell on you. You think of that? Skylarking, yeah, yeah. Skylarking, yeah, yeah. You will end up in jail. Begging you a 5 cents, girl. But I can't even sing it. Anyway, let's get into the big superstar, Mr. Horace Andy. Born Horace Hines on the 19th of February 1951 in Kingston, Jamaica. Horace, also known as Sleepy, began his musical career with producer Phil Pratt. His first record was Black Man's Country, a roots reality lyric sung over a sprightly rocksteady rhythm and released through Ken Lack's Carlton setup. In 1969, he traveled down to Studio One on Brentford Road to attend one of Mr. Dad, a legendary Sunday afternoon auditions. Mr. Dad signed him and renamed him Horace Andy after Bob Andy. Due to his songwriting prowess, like so many others, Horace acknowledges that his time spent at Studio One was like going to a musical school. Delroy Wilson had been his biggest influence, but with the help of teachers and fellow pupils at Studio One, including Dennis Brown, Alton Ellis, and Leroy Sibbles and Earl Morgan from the Heptones, he soon developed his own unique haunting style. His first big hit, Skylarking, a call to the youth to stay on the straight and narrow, would become his signature tune. Much of his work for Studio One can be found on his 2 classic albums, Skylarking and The Best of Horace Andy. Many of his classic songs from the era, such as New Boom, Just Say Ooh, and his 12-inch disco mix, tribute to Leroy Sibbles, Mr. Basie, helped to form the foundation of reggae music. In 1972, Horace left Studio One and for the next 2 decades worked tirelessly in the Jamaican recording industry, a business typified by the absence of managers and contracts, and his standards always remain impeccable. He sang for many of the Highlands' top producers, including Leonard Santic Chin, with Children of Israel, and Problems Augustus Gussie Clark, and a rework of Tom Jones' Delilah. Derek Harriott with Lonely Woman and his original employer, Phil Pratt, before settling down for a while at least with Bunny Striker Lee. Sleepy and Striker together produced countless classic recordings, including original songs such as Don't Try to Use Me, You're My Angel, Zion Gate, and Money is the Root of All Evil, together with updates of a selection of his own Studio One songs and interpretation of classics from Ken Booth, Dennis Brown, and Delroy Wilson, later compiled on the excellent Horace Andy Sings For You and I album. Horace also recorded for Keith Hudson on the chillin' Don't Think About Me, sung a further cut of Problems with Augustus Pablo, The Yearning, Girl I Love You for the Ookin Brothers at Channel 1, and Love Is the Light, his cut of the Stagalog Rhythm for Winston Riley. With New York-based Jamaican producer Everton De Silva, he produced the well-received In the Light album in 1977, which featured Government Land and Do You Love My Music. He continued to record in Jamaica, and Pure Ranking, King Tubby's first production, released on Carlton Patterson's Black and White label in 1979, returned to the theme that originally inspired Scar Larkin. Kingston wayward youths who had now grown into wayward men, but this time round the mood was much darker. The strength and power of his output seldom faltered, and by 1980 he was based in Hartford, Connecticut, in the United States of America, where he set up his own rhythm label. As the 80s ushered in the dancehall style, Horace was there, as ever, showing the way forward with DJ and producer Tapazuki. On an update of Alton Ellis' Hurting Me, their anthemic Natty Dread What She Want proved to be one of the biggest hits of Horace's career, narrowly missing breaking into the UK national charts when released through Jetstar in London. Staying with the dancehall style, Horace Ness linked up with another New York-based Jamaican producer, Lloyd Bulwacky Barnes, and Wacky's unique approach and mixing style provided Horace with his next big hit, a version of Love Hangover that transformed Diana Ross' song into an extended aching lament. Wacky's followed it up with the classic dancehall style album, a showcase set where the dubs follow the vocals, which contain Horace's driving version of Lloyd Robinson Cuscus and the brooding Spine Glass. He continued as a freelance artist through the 80s for King Jammies, Bobby Digital, Prince Jasper, and many more in Jamaica, as well as recording extensively in the UK for the Mad Professor at Ariwa, Black Dread, Fashion Records, and the redoubtable Ja Shaka. The British-based musical collective Massive Attack approached Horace in 1990 and asked him to contribute vocals to their Blue Lines album. The album, considered to be the first trip-hop long-playing, sold well on its initial release in 1991, but has subsequently attained near legendary status and an obligatory high place in the many best album ever polls. Blue Lines established a relationship that has continued up to the present day, and Horace Andy is the only vocalist to have appeared on all 5 Massive Attack albums. The collective released his retrospective set Skylarking in the late 90s, a compilation that included a selection of some of the highlights of his astounding career, and which introduced the original music of Horace Andy to a new worldwide audience. It was truly heartening to see a man who really had paid his dues in the reggae business time and time again, finally receiving fair share of both praise and raise. Many of the contemporaries were left out of the dancehall explosion and the digital revolution that followed, but Horace Andy stood his ground, and he has played an important part in all of reggae music major movements since the late 60s. His influence on reggae vocalists has been immeasurable, inspiring a whole host of sound-alikes who have proved that imitation really is the most sincere form of flattery. The legendary, the iconic, the living legend, Mr. Horace. I just want to say what a voice that we're blessed with. A matter of fact, Jamaica is the country that is blessed with so many great voice, as you have heard me say from time to time on this series. Horace, you're truly one of Jamaica's top voices. And when I was a young man, as I said before, I was mesmerized by your skylarking and Just Say Ooh Baby. Those were two of my all-time favorite Horace Andy. Mr. Andy, I'm so happy that you're still here with us, alive and kicking. And I would love to get an opportunity, sir, to sit down with you and talk to you and find out where this great singing style came from. You're truly one of Jamaica's best. Thank you so much, Mr. Andy, for giving us hits after hits after hits after hits. And I personally have patterned my life after the iconic, legendary Horace Andy. Thank you, sir, for a job well done. Please like and share this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, just say ooh baby and just subscribe. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Thank you.